Welcome to Nextech's quarterly release party. Today, I'll be sharing a little bit about who Nextech is and what we've recently released to the dermatology market to help practices like yours be more efficient. My name is Mike Laufieri. I'm a regional sales director here with Nextech. With me, I have Royce Coel, one of our incredible sales engineers, and also Tyler Terry, our director of sales for our TouchMD product, super knowledgeable. Today, we'll take you through a high-level demo covering these exciting new enhancements. So what has Nextech been up to? And guys, quite a lot, actually. So today, we're going to look at the enhancements that are going to do three things. Number one, impact efficiency gains for your providers. Number two, provide reporting tools and integrations for your staff. And three, increase patient education and conversions. Before we get started, I want to make sure you're aware, at the end of the webinar, we'll be doing a raffle. It's for a complimentary practice performance consultation where we're going to come in, identify areas for improvement so that we can create tailored approach to achieving your goals. We'll be sure to answer all the poll questions throughout so that you have a chance to win. To get started, let's do a quick poll. Remember, to be considered, you have to be considered for the raffle prize. You got to be sure to take part in all the polls. So first question, what made you all decide to attend this webinar today? So are you just looking at alternative software solutions? Are you curious about what Nextech is up to, or is there some other reason that we're not yet aware of? All right, before we dive into the new enhancements, it's important to understand what Nextech focuses on with our one solution approach for dermatology practices, okay? Our focus is to improve productivity, improve quality, and increase patient satisfaction, all while helping you boost revenue and continuing to meet your regulatory and security requirements, okay? This quick overview of our roadmap for this quarter, we listened to our practices and we made enhancements for both the patient and the provider journey, okay? So these include things like allowing e-signatures for intake, CareCredit Integration, super excited about it, report updates, and there's so much more. So with that said, we'll hand things over to Royce, and let's take you through some of the new enhancements.
All right, thanks, Mike. Yeah, I'm very excited. Focusing on making providers' lives easier is a big part of what we do. And I'm going to show off one of our newer things here. Just looking at the results from that poll, though, I'm actually really excited to see that the majority of you guys were just curious about what Nextech's up to. I love that. So let's get into it. We're going to talk about the main provider enhancement we're going to talk about today is how we changed the iPad charting. We went from an older view to a single page layout that it really improves efficiency. But before I dive super deep into that, we're going to throw another poll at you. Before I really talk about the charting, I'm really interested in how you guys are charting. Do you guys use an iPad? Are you on desktop? Do you prefer desktop? Do you use a combination of those? Or are you in a position of the practice where you don't really know how the charting is done? So I'll give you guys a couple minutes to fill that out, and we'll move on and I'll dive into that iPad stuff I was teasing. All right. Cool. So looks like a pretty good spread, but the majority is edged out on a combination of above. All right, I respect that. Seems like moving to the future is more of iPad only, but maybe we need to reconsider that a little bit and think about what's going on. So our iPad charting is amazing. It always has been the standard, and we've just made it so much better. If you see the stats on the screen, you can see that in some areas we have improved the efficiency by 50%. So we've just streamlined the way that you're going to go through your documentation, which improves accuracy, and it reduces the amount of time you have to spend with patients. This lets you take either more patients on or have more time for yourself by optimizing your workflows using the new Nextech interface. We've actually prepared a short video to show you an example of how much more efficient this can be. Before we kick this, all right, so what's going on here is we're gonna have this, we're doing a cosmetic consult. I'm gonna narrate the right-hand side of the screen here. We're going through we're gonna do a biopsy on the face. It already started our lab for us automatically. We're going to walk through just doing the visit finding details, getting our CC and HPI. We're going to put some stamps on the diagram to document where everything is going. We're gonna just fill out our basic visit finding details. So really this stuff could be done with, this is all just typed up. You could dictate in these areas. You can use snippets to really improve that. So now we're moving on. We also have some acne that we're going to document here. So we're documenting 2 problems at once in the same chart. So now we're on to our A&P. We're just filling out what's going on here, how we're going to handle it. All right, so we're stamping some cryo on our chart, documenting our destructions. All right, filling out the rest of our acne details, and we're done. That was actually really, really fast. You can see that we're still documenting the second problem on the first screen. I think this is like 25% faster with a lot less time spent in the screen. I think it was 33% less taps, so like a third of less time. And this video really didn't show off any of the stuff that can transfer over from the portal. It didn't show off any of the stuff that could be carried forward from a previous visit, or any of the dictation, the snippets. So this really is good, like the baseline of efficiency that you should expect. It really gets better from here once you put some time into customizing this to work for you even better. So we're really proud of this new iPad layout. I'm just happy to show off a real quick example of how much better it is. We're always constantly working on ways to get better as well. So beyond trying to make the provider's life better, we also need to focus on the staff as well. So we've got a couple pieces that we want to show off about that, some exciting new enhancements. And before I dive into that, we're going to throw another poll at you. I'm really interested in how you guys are doing on your reporting. If you could fill this out, let us know if you have analytics built into the software, if maybe you're outsourcing it using a third-party solution to access your data, or maybe you guys aren't really doing anything like that. That's totally fine. So let us know, and we'll move on here in a couple seconds. So a lot of third-party solutions rolling in, and it looks like a lot of people aren't actually looking at their data either, which is fine. I mean, maybe not everybody needs to do that. Maybe smaller practices in the crowd, but we're here to make that better for you. We want you to be able to make better decisions and have a better understanding of your practice. So I want to show off a little bit of this. We've actually prepared a little bit to show you, but before I break out this video, we're just going to talk a little bit about it. We have a really advanced analytics platform built into our software. This is going to give you all the insights that you need to look at what's going on in the practice, both clinical and financial data, appointment data. Get idea what's going on. Look at the real insights so you can make better decisions moving forward. Our 2 new pieces that we built are going to be the aging dashboard for looking at your AR, and then another one for appointments to look at the trends of what's going on in your practice so you can see what's going on, how to better gear yourself for the future. So I'm going to show you just a very quick video of what the platform looks like. So what's going on here is that you can see it on the screen now. This is advanced analytics. This is where your insights are going to meet efficiency. This product is going to transform the way that you look at the practice's data. We're going to look at 2 of the dashboards, like I just said, designed to level up your decision-making process. This appointments dashboard, this is a comprehensive view of your scheduler data. We see stuff like conversion rates, trends, cancellations and no-shows, just for starters. The insights are going to let you see growth patterns, along with allowing you to make informed decisions to strive to optimize your practice's efficiency. Are we doing enough biopsies that we need to maybe bring on another nurse? Stuff like that. Is our cosmetic side growing and we can bring on another injector? So having access to these trends is just really powerful, puts you in a better spot moving forward. Now, our second dashboard, like I mentioned before, is going to be the AR dashboard. So we're gonna look at our aging. Let me click over here. Now, this guy, it really just empowers you to work your AR effortlessly. We're going to visualize aging, and you can customize the way that you look at this data on the fly. You also have access to all of the charge data, so you can uncover financial trends, bottlenecks, and just focus on maximizing your practice's financial performance. I mean, look at this thing. Advanced analytics really, not only does it tell your practice's story for you, it's intuitive, it's visually appealing, and it just puts all these insights at your fingertips. I'm really proud of this. I'm excited for these new dashboards to get released. All right. So one more thing here is we just released our CareCredit integration. Now we've been partners with CareCredit for a very long time, but this new feature is actually going to make things a lot easier for everybody, right? You might already be using it as a website. You know, there's like some manual or maybe even double entry going on there. You know, what we're going to do is we're going to streamline all of that stuff, reduce those errors, the human errors from the double entry, and basically try to get you paid more. This is just going to make things a lot easier in your practice. And what we've seen is that people are getting up to 50% more income year over year by processing volume per CareCredit. So I have another quick video prepared for you, and we're going to look at the CareCredit interface here. So it's actually built directly into the software. So as the video starts, you're going to see you can see the CareCredit logo in the top of the screen. And what's going on here is our integration is going to provide new features that make it easier for your practice to access CareCredit, so you can just focus on doing your normal job. All right, what you're going to see in a second is the batch quick screen feature. It shows scheduled patients and whether or not they're approved or an existing account holder with CareCredit. Capturing and posting CareCredit payments is so much simpler than before because you don't have to juggle the two websites, right? So we create a payment in Practice Plus is what we're doing right here. We open up the CareCredit platform. All the patient information is already there, no double entry. You know, so now we're just going to finish off the transaction. From here, we can still print or email CareCredit receipt from within that interface, and then closing that CareCredit will automatically post the payment inside Practice Plus. And for those of you who are wondering, for the next step, of course, you can definitely do refunds from within the software as well. All right. On top of all of this, you know, I showed you that CareCredit icon in the top. This is easy access to the interface. So you can go in there, like you see on the screen, do stuff like reprinting previous transaction receipts, submitting CareCredit applications, or, you know, checking the status of anything you did previously. It's really a no hassle situation. You know, you don't even have to open up a separate browser tab to do this. And the last little part that's really awesome is the CareCredit reconciliation tool. It provides a quick look at the CareCredit transactions with their statuses, both in Practice Plus as well as CareCredit, so you can show the totals for both sides and see everything on one screen. We're really incredibly excited about this, and the product team is super, super proud, as am I. And I hope that everybody's excited to see this as well moving forward, because it's going to just make getting those payments and processing that stuff so much easier. So that's enough from me. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hand it over to our man, Tyler, and he's going to show you some of this awesome TouchMD stuff.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Tyler Terry. I am now part of Nextech and super excited to be part of the Nextech family. For those of you that don't know, TouchMD was acquired by Nextech last October. So we're super excited to now blend in and mesh well with the Nextech family. For those of you who don't know, we have been integrated for almost 11 years. So just real quick on the integration, just know that any photo that you take within TouchMD will automatically save in Nextech, and then anytime a patient signs a consent, that saves into Nextech as well. And on the flip side, every patient within Nextech, those will automatically be transferred into TouchMD in real time. So you create the patient in Nextech, and then that will populate a patient file within TouchMD. So on behalf of TouchMD, the TouchMD product or division, we're super excited to show off and showcase two new things that we have. The first would be Chart Pro. So we have Chart Pro, and then we have Snap Pro. So be on the lookout for professional modules being released in the future. But we're going to go ahead and start off with a poll question. What does your current photo solution include? Photo tagging and social media integration, immediate access to images, full resolution, the ability to watermark, or none of the above? And as those come in, we'll be able to collect that data. But I'm going to go ahead because I want to be very focused with my time and actually jump into demoing this. So let me see if I can get control here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll share my screen in just a second. But we have Snap Pro and Chart Pro. If you're using TouchMD, or even if you're not, we have a TouchMD Snap photo app with grid lines, ghosting, and a level. With Snap Pro, we've literally leveled up the photo app, and we now have what's called sequencing. With sequencing, if you're capturing photos, you're typically capturing more than once. You're having the patient look to their left, so doing the left side, left 3/4, front, right 3/4, right. And typically you have a photo dial or a mat. And if you're having the patients position their feet, a lot of times you're directing them with their voice. Okay, Ashley, go ahead and put your feet on the 2s, on the 3s, on the 4s, on the 5s. And with sequencing, you now have a photo app and a photo technology that's going to give you some points of reference and grid lines that will flip as you capture the photo. And I'm going to bring that to life. And then with Chart Pro, TouchMD is reimagining what charting should be, what the charting experience should look and feel like. We have some of the best developers in the industry. We always have and we always will, especially now that we're a part of Nextech, the Nextech fabric. So I'm really excited to bring these to life. Let's go ahead and start off with Chart Pro. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Let's see, and then let me just mirror my iPad up real quick to my Mac here. And we're gonna go ahead and start off with this charting experience. So this is a brand new element we've really never done before. So we had a lot of fun. The development team had a lot of fun building this out and dreaming this up. So you can use and utilize any photo within the patient's gallery, or you can use any content image, which just means if you have a content image on the Botox page or on the chart page or wherever the content picture would be and live, you can utilize that and begin charting, which is really cool. But I'm gonna go ahead and start off. Looks like there might be a little bit of a lag here. I'm gonna go ahead and start off and jump into the patient tab. So I'm under the patient tab at the top left-hand corner of the screen, and you can see that I'm within the charting section. Now, on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, it says new chart. So do I want to start a new chart? And now it says select a chart element to begin. So I have the option to select a patient image, a camera image, or add a chart note. I'm going to go ahead and select patient image, and I actually have some charts here. So there's multiple ways that we can do this. My favorite would probably be this right here. So being able to capture different angles of the patient and then being able to chart right on this as one single unified image or piece of content. So I'm going to go ahead and you'll see the 3 bubbles at the top right hand corner of the screen. I'm going to go ahead and click markup. And now I'm going to go ahead and use my Apple Pencil and my iPad. I'm going to rest my palm on the screen. And now I can chart as I'm looking at her photo. So, I can obviously pinch in and zoom in here and then treated by Tyler. We did 12 unit, 40 units, 480. And remember, this will send back into Nextech. So when it's saved here, this piece of content will send back into Nextech. It looks like there's a little bit of a lag, but that's okay. And know that you can do the same thing on, the patient's face or on the chart. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark this up, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1. And then once I'm done and I click save at the top right hand corner of the screen, it saves it as one unified piece of content. And then now I actually have, and you're going to see it here in a second, it looks like, again, a little bit of a lag. You have the ability to add notes. You can add other elements of other pieces of content. It has the date, has my name. And of course, you can rearrange the content. The other thing that's pretty cool if you're using the Apple Pencil is you can actually write out text. So for example, I can write out Botox and it's going to flip into text. So it flips your writing into text, which is pretty cool. The next phase of Chart Pro will provide the ability for your medical director to sign off both in the office and remotely, which is amazing, especially for off-site medical directors, or really a convenience factor, which is really nice. So we're really trying to, again, reimagine what it's like to chart on a picture of the patient alongside an actual element or a chart diagram. And we can pull any diagram into this. And again, you can be super creative with, how this looks and feels. If you put a picture of the patient next to a chart, or if you put the chart on a picture of the patient, which gives you a lot of flexibility.
Appreciate it, Tyler. Thank you so much. Really, really educational. I mean, some of that stuff is just so cool. And Royce, thank you as well. Super excited about all the new enhancements. It's a lot coming, and I did have a couple of questions come through while we were on, but I'll also pause for a second and say if there's any questions, guys, feel free to go ahead and put some in the chat now. I'll start with some of the questions that have already come through. So first question I had was, where is your support located and what are your support hours? So we are US-based support here. Most of our employees are in our Tampa office. We have some that are remote these days, but most are in the Tampa office, but again, all in the US. Hours are 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's Monday through Thursday. And then Friday, we are 7 to 7 Eastern. We do have emergency support around the clock if needed. Second question, how long is your training and implementation process? So implementation and training can vary anywhere between 8 to 12 weeks. I think our current training calendar right now has us sitting at about 10 weeks exactly or so. We have multiple packages available, so depending on the size of your practice or how much hands-on you'd like, we have a remote training option, which we call our essential package. Then we have an on-site training option, which is our accelerant package, and your sales rep can certainly talk to you about both those packages and can guide you on what might be best for you. Third question. How do we get a full comprehensive demo? So I believe we have everybody's contact information that had signed up for the webinar, but feel free now to go ahead and put into the chat, put in your full name and title, name of the practice, your phone number, and your email, and then finally the state that you practice in, and we'll be able to get you synced up with your sales rep, get something scheduled, take you through a comprehensive demonstration, and hopefully have the opportunity to welcome you all as newly valued clients. I want to thank everybody for their time, and I look forward to hopefully meeting you all at our next user conference. Thank you all so much. Appreciate it.